Elena had survived 3 interstellar wars, navigated through asteroid fields that would make veteran pilots weep, and once repaired a fusion reactor while it was still online. But nothing in her 20 years as a technician aboard the Stellar Wanderer had prepared her for this particular challenge, trying to work while a Xyrillian cub treated her like a mobile entertainment system. No, Elena said for the 17th time that hour, her voice carrying that special tone of exhaustion that only came from dealing with children, regardless of species. She held the replacement power cell in her oil-stained hands, trying to align it with the maintenance panel of the cargo bay's environmental system. The cell glowed a soft blue, humming with stored energy. The cub, a ball of silvery fur with 6 limbs and eyes that sparkled with innocent chaos, chittered excitedly. Before Elena could slot the cell into place, a small paw batted it out of her grip. The power cell skittered across the metal floor like a hockey puck, coming to rest against a supply crate. Elena closed her eyes and counted to 10. In Xyrillian, she'd learned that much during her 3 months stationed on their homeworld's orbital platform. Kerr's mother, Ambassador Treshka, had apologized profusely when she'd brought her offspring aboard. The nursery attendants are sick with Velzen flu, she'd explained, her translator device rendering her melodic clicks into standard. I have no one else to watch Kerr during the summit negotiations. Your captain assured me humans were adaptable. Adaptable? That was the word aliens always used for humanity. Not advanced or superior or even competent. Just adaptable. Humans could eat almost anything, breathe different atmospheric mixtures, survive in temperatures that would kill most species, and apparently, according to the galaxy's collective wisdom, tolerate just about any annoyance the universe threw at them. Elena retrieved the power cell, checking it for damage. The casing was intact, human engineering at its finest. She turned back to the panel, determination etched on her face. This was her ship, her responsibility. One small, adorable alien wouldn't stop her from completing her duties. She lined up the cell again. Her fingers were steady despite the lack of sleep. The connection ports gleamed in the maintenance bay's harsh lighting. Ready to receive. Bet. The power cell went flying again, this time bouncing off a wall before rolling under a workbench. Kerr, Elena said, and this time there was steel in her voice. The kind of steel that had made her legendary among repair crews across 3 sectors. The kind that once made a Krogar warrior back down from a fight over the last protein pack in the commissary. Kerr chittered innocently, tilting his head. His 6 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of Xyrillian amusement. Elena crawled under the workbench, her jumpsuit catching on a bolt. She heard Kerr scrambling behind her, those 6 limbs giving him absurd agility. As her fingers closed around the power cell, she felt small paws land on her back. The cub was using her as a climbing structure now. This is fine, Elena muttered to herself, backing out from under the bench with a 60-pound alien child perched on her shoulders. This is completely fine. I am adaptable. Humans are adaptable. We've colonized death worlds. We've made peace with the Xancor hive. I can handle 1 cub. She stood up carefully, balancing Kerr on her shoulders like the universe's strangest backpack. The cub purred, a sound like distant thunder, clearly delighted with this new vantage point. Elena had an idea. A desperate, slightly insane idea, but desperate times called for human solutions. She walked to the panel, power cell in hand, moving slowly to keep Kerr stable. The cub seemed content up high, watching everything from this new perspective. His purring vibrated through Elena's spine. Okay, buddy, she said softly. You want to help? Let's help together. She raised the power cell, narrating each movement.
See this?
This is a power cell. It goes right here. She slid it into the port with practiced precision. The cell clicked into place and the panel's diagnostic lights turned from red to green. Kerr chittered excitedly, reaching down to pat the glowing lights with 1 paw. Gentle, Elena instructed, guiding the cub's paw to stroke the panel softly instead of batting it. See, we're fixing things, making the ship better. For the next hour, Elena worked with Kerr still perched on her shoulders, the cub becoming less of a hindrance and more of a curious observer. She handed him tools to hold, the non-dangerous ones, let him help by pressing buttons she indicated, and even taught him to hand her the torque wrench when she held out her hand. When Ambassador Treshka returned, she found Elena flat on her back beneath a power conduit, Kerr sitting on her stomach, carefully handing her fiber optic cables one at a time. By the ancestral pools, Treshka breathed. How did you... Elena pulled herself out, Kerr scrambling onto her chest. She was covered in grease, her hair was a mess, and she was pretty sure she'd pulled a muscle in her back. But the environmental system was running at 103% efficiency, better than before the malfunction. Humans are adaptable, Elena said, echoing her captain's words. She scratched Kerr behind what she assumed were ears. We don't fight the chaos. We work with it. We make it part of the solution, Kerr purred, nuzzling against Elena's chin with genuine affection. Treshka's translator couldn't quite capture the emotion in her next words, but Elena understood anyway. Your species never ceases to amaze us. Most technicians would have locked him in a cargo container. Elena smiled, tired but genuine. Most technicians aren't human. We raised our own cubs while hunting megafauna and building civilizations. We learned a long time ago, if you can't beat them, recruit them. She stood up, setting Kerr gently on the ground. The cub immediately grabbed a wrench, offering it to her hopefully. Maybe tomorrow, buddy, Elena said, patting his head. Tomorrow we'll fix the navigation array. Together. As she watched Treshka lead her offspring away, Elena realized something profound. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their warfare, or even their infamous stubbornness. It was simpler than that. Humans could find common ground with anyone, even mischievous cubs who treated power cells like toys. Because at the end of the day, adaptability wasn't just about surviving. It was about thriving, connecting, and turning obstacles into opportunities. Elena picked up her toolkit, already planning tomorrow's repairs. With a helper, of course, after all, humans were nothing if not adaptable.